4th of July, Kentuckiana. I'm Grace McKenna filling in for Shay and Doug today. It is jam-packed with festivities across Kentuckiana, and a lot of folks are already down there at Waterfront Park for the big celebration with the Louisville Orchestra and fireworks that is kicking off right now at 5 o'clock. WHAS11's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt are out on the Great Lawn right now. Taylor, you guys kicking the party off?
Oh, yes, we are, Grace. Preparations are still underway at the Waterfront Park for the annual 4th of July Festival. If you take a look behind me, dozens of food trucks are in this place. You have everything from ice cream, Filipino food, everything, you name it. And then if you take a look over here, this section right here is full of kids' activities and just fun for the entire family to enjoy. And if you take a look to the right, you see the stage, Loud and Proud. That's where the Louisville Orchestra Band will be performing tonight at 8:30. And earlier today, we spoke to some kids who said they're really excited and looking forward to the fireworks show tonight that starts at 10 o'clock. Again, Louisville Orchestra performing at 8:30, fireworks show ending at 10 o'clock. So make sure you come down here early so you can find parking and a perfect spot on the lawn. Reporting live at Waterfront Park, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
All right, Taylor, thank you so much. Well, if you don't want to go out to the waterfront, if you want to find something else to do, there are plenty of 4th of July celebrations and fireworks shows happening tonight. To find one near you, just text the word fireworks to 502-582-7290. We're going to send a link right to your phone. If you're planning to do some fireworks from home, we do want to give you some reminders, especially for safety. First, Kentuckians must be 18 or older to buy fireworks. You can't light them off within 200 feet of homes, cars, structures, or other people. In Jefferson County, fireworks which explode or fly are not allowed. Rules are pretty similar in Indiana. Just remember that you can only ignite fireworks on personal property or with permission. And today you can light fireworks until midnight. For those of you with anxious pets, we know there are a lot of them. Now is definitely the time to prepare. Loud fireworks can cause extreme anxiety in pets who don't understand what's going on. And according to Rover.com, 71% of pet owners say their dog is afraid of fireworks. Here's how to keep them calm during the holiday festivities. First, make a safe space for them to hide. You can try using a favorite pillow or blanket placed in a closet or a similar quiet area. Give them some good exercise during the day to help wear them out before the fireworks start, and just make sure that they are not outside in the heat too long. It is a hot one out there. Give them some toys or treats to keep them busy. We know it can be tempting to bring them with you for the fireworks, but you'll want to keep your pets inside so that you don't risk them running away. While you're out, you can also play some music or turn on the TV for a bit of ambient noise. Today, Crescent Hill celebrated its 38th annual 4th of July festival. It started around 10 this morning, and they are partying neighborhood style all day long. The festival has art booths, lots of food options, games, live music, so much more. That festival is being held on the grounds of the Peterson-Dumanel House on South Peterson Avenue. Remember, you do still have a couple more hours to check it out. Festival concludes after the fireworks display at 10 o'clock. And across the river, the Jeffersonville Celebrates Freedom Parade marched along Spring Street in downtown Jeffersonville this morning. People parked in their lawn chairs, waving American flags, filled the sidewalks. Things kicked off at 10 this morning with the Grand Marshals leading the way. More than 50 entries walked the route from Spring Street to Federal Avenue near Water Park. And today, Democratic leaders here in Louisville read words from that all-important document adopted on this day 247 years ago, the Declaration of Independence. The leaders say today is a day to reflect on how the United States of America has evolved over these past 247 years.
Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Think about that. Equal, unalienable rights. And today we must recognize the irony in which we were founded, that all people are created equal, while black people were subjected to slavery and women were denied basic rights. The promise was there, though, that all people are created equal, all, not just white, not just straight, not just male, not just Christian, all.
The leaders say the reading is also to remind ourselves and our nation about the fragility of democracy and to remind people to keep fighting for those same core beliefs. Getting a look outside with Alden. Alden, are you ready?
for the
4th of July trivia, of course. I have a question for you.
Oh boy.
Can you tell me what day the Continental Congress actually voted on independence?
Wasn't it like July 2nd?
Good job. I knew you would get that one.
Ooh, okay.
All in civics knowledge is up to snuff, everybody.
I didn't know we were doing this, so
that was my
it was
plan.
pretty stressful. Well, it's going to be pretty nice down there at the waterfront. You were just looking at that. WHAS11, proud sponsors once again for it, and temperatures will be in the 80s, sitting at 87 right now, and it is a bit on the humid side, but overall things are looking very comfortable for it. And across the rest of the area, things are looking pretty good as well. As we check out your evening planner, we'll still have a partly to mostly cloudy skies, but once we start really seeing those fireworks going off around 9 to 10 o'clock, still in the lower 80s, but we should be staying dry. Don't anticipate much in the way of any rain problems for us. We did have a couple of downpours earlier. We are now dry across pretty much the entirety of our area. One little thunderstorm just outside of our viewing area and a couple of tiny showers there in Jefferson County, Indiana, and in Scott County, Indiana, but that's it. We've lost a lot of the energy that those storms were earlier feeding on, so I don't anticipate any significant rain problems for tonight. Still going to be hot tomorrow, though, with some more isolated pop-up storms and almost daily chances for rain. I'll show you when those are expected to return ahead. Grace.
Alden, thank you. The sights and sounds of Independence Day can be difficult for some of America's heroes. Today, Alexis Jones spoke with the Veterans Club about the impact today has on veterans dealing with post-traumatic stress. She shares tips and resources to help.
Loud sounds, crowds, and the smell of smoke. These can be triggering for many veterans with post-traumatic stress.
Create a lot of fear, anxiety, a lot of hypervigilance, and even re-experiencing the trauma.
Jeremy Harrell with the Veterans Club says what may seem like a harmless show can instantly bring a veteran back into combat. To help stay at ease, he suggests using headphones to cancel out the noise or spend a day with someone comfortable.
That way they can remind you that, hey, this is a celebratory occasion. It's not bombs. It's not someone trying to hurt you.
But if your anxiety becomes unbearable, there's always help. You can contact a mental health provider or the Crisis Lifeline at 988. You can also visit a nearby emergency room, which will be covered by the VA. And for everyone else, Harold says you have a part to play in this too.
Go out and have fun and celebrate. It's why we did it. It's why we signed up. But at the same time, kind of be considerate and know that, hey, July 5th is not the same as July 4th, and just to kind of be considerate to everybody around them.
In Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHAS 11 on your side.
Some other news now this evening. A motorcyclist is dead after a crash with a car in Jeffersonville early this morning. Jeffersonville police say they found the motorcyclist on East 10th Street with serious injuries. They tried to save the driver's life, but they later died at University Hospital. No one was arrested, and Jeffersonville police continue to investigate. Police are investigating 4 shootings since last night around Louisville. 1 man is dead, a woman critically injured, and 3 others hurt. The most recent happened in Shively at 3:30 this morning. A woman in her mid-30s was shot on Ralph Avenue. She remains in critical condition tonight. If you know anything, that tip line for Shively PD is 448-6181. And around 2:30 this morning, LMPD said a man died after a shooting on Craig and Strader Avenues in the Jacobs neighborhood. All parties there are accounted for. Just a few minutes before that, though, a man was found shot on South 26th Street and taken to the hospital. Police are also investigating a separate double shooting on West Broadway. We told you about this last night on the night team. Around 6:30 Monday night, police said they found a man shot in the parking lot of a business near South 22nd Street. While looking for witnesses, officers found a woman across the street who had also been shot. Both are expected to survive. If you saw something in any of these shootings, you can always stay anonymous and call 574-LMPD. LMPD now also investigating a murder-suicide in Okolona. Police say they first responded to a welfare check on July 3rd. It was at an apartment on Muncie Circle near Jefferson Mall. They reported a foul odor coming from inside and found a woman and man dead from gunshot wounds. Preliminary reports indicate the man shot the woman and then himself. The homicide unit is investigating. Right now, LMPD is reporting homicides are up 9% since this time last year. Non-deadly shootings are up 2%. Isaiah Kim Martinez spoke to one group at the Crescent Hill 4th of July Festival, working to get those numbers down.
Well, even on a holiday, the tight grip of gun violence is being felt across the country. And here in Louisville, multiple shootings over the last 24 hours. Moms demand action, letting folks know how they can help. It's as simple as scanning a QR code or filling out a form, signing up to try to be a part of the solution. The Louisville chapter of the national group Moms Demand Action was busy at their booth here in Crescent Hill on the 4th of July because sadly, as we know, the issue isn't going away. And a fix, Kathy Mikas says, starts with acknowledgement.
Like today, we would talk to people who are aware of the problem and try to get them involved in helping solve it. And we also talk to people who aren't aware of the scope and scale of the problem to let them know how big a problem this is for our country and how many people we lose.
Mikas is the current state data lead for the group, who she's been with for 10 years. Tuesday, they urged folks in Louisville to reach out to their legislators, letting them know what they'd like changed.
What can we do to stop the violence before people start shooting?
Moms Demand Action is also pleading for gun owners to lock up their firearms. Group representatives also discussed the issue of suicide rates, what Mikas confirms is one of the primary drivers of gun-related deaths. It can be an overwhelming problem to tackle all at once, but on this holiday, the hope is to address it one step at a time. In Louisville, Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
Louisville isn't the only city seeing violence in recent days. Overnight shootings at two separate 4th of July celebrations in Philadelphia and Fort Worth, Texas hurt 20 people, at least 8 of whom have died. The shooting in Fort Worth happened shortly after Como Fest, an annual July 4th celebration where a large crowd had gathered Monday night. Officials say early signs suggest the incident was the result of a fight between two rival groups. The scene was so chaotic, police say it was a challenge getting to victims.
Still, fireworks were being shot off. Lots of people just trying to flee the area from the multiple gunshots.
Investigators say they found 11 of the shooting victims in a parking lot, one of them a juvenile. Now, just hours earlier, police say a gunman carrying a police radio, wearing a bulletproof vest and a mask, fired into a crowd at a July 4th gathering in Philadelphia, killing at least 5 people.
Such an act of violence is abhorrent and goes against everything we stand for in this community.
As the responding officers helped victims into patrol cars, investigators say they heard more gunfire, ran towards the suspect, and arrested him. They recovered an AR-15 style rifle and a handgun from them. A second person is also in custody after allegedly firing at the suspect. As of this morning, the Gun Violence Archive shows close to 350 mass shootings so far this year. That's defined as a shooting with at least 4 victims. President Biden called the recent wave of shootings tragic and senseless and is once again asking Congress to act.